Oh man, that's heavy. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh, okay. Bucket. Right now, let's go. Welcome to another episode of Find Your Friends with Island Jason. I'm doing something a little different this weekend. Well, this week, I guess it's Tuesday, but load up some of my stuff and head down to this lake and see if I can set up myself a nice little shelter. I brought a canvas tarp, I brought a wool blanket and a big piece of meat, and yeah, we're gonna see where it takes us. Weather forecast is good. Not supposed to rain tonight, but it'll probably get below zero being up here in the mountains. So let's carry on. There's a lot of different mushrooms out here growing right now. I don't know what a lot of them are, but I still enjoy looking at them. So many different varieties. It's quite astonishing just how many different species of mushroom there actually is out here when you start looking around for them. This is the spot I had in mind, but the lake level is quite a bit higher than I anticipated. So I just gotta make sure before I select a site for the night I have ample firewood available, because without firewood it's going to be too cold. But there is quite a bit of dry wood. If I look over here, I see some potential for fire. Actually, maybe in here would be a better spot for a shelter. Yeah, I like that spot. Okay, so one of the key things I want to consider when selecting my shelter spot is that, first of all, there's no overhead hazards. It's not forecast to be windy today. There is some pretty heavy branches above me, but I think most of them look pretty stable and safe. Another consideration is going to be having a level spot to build my bed. So I'm thinking I like this spot. I just got to now figure out how I'm going to set up my tarp. I'm going to think about that for a minute, unload my bag, and see what I can come up with. Let me know in the comments if you think this would be a good spot for you to camp. It's not exactly flat, but there is water right here. I got a great view of the lake, and there's lots of wood around for me to cut up and fabricate stuff with, so I think this is going to be the spot. I brought out the big duder. I don't use this pack very often because it's so big, but I think it's like 100 liters or something, but it's totally full. And as you can see, I've got a canvas tarp today. I just picked this up, and you have to excuse all the gobs and gobs of webbing that I used to attach it to the outside of my pack. It is a heavy tarp. I think it weighs almost 15 pounds, and that's dry. So imagine once it gets soaking wet, it's not going to be very nice, is it? But I've been anxious to get one, and I finally splurged and bought one. I haven't waterproofed it yet, but we'll give it a shot tonight and see what how it does. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, let's open this thing up and see what we're working with here. Ooh, this thing is heavy. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, brand spanking new. Well, it's pretty big. I think it's 3 by 3.5 meters. It's heavy duty, that's for sure. I'm gonna have to sew some other attachment points on it at some point, but for now, this is, I think, what we're dealing with for tonight. That's a fairly decent size, actually. So what I think I'm gonna do is sort of have it attached to a second grommet on each one off a ridge line, and then that'll give me some side flaps and a sloped back, and that'll give me an open view of the lake, which is what I'm hoping to achieve. I have my foam pad, and this is more just to protect my air mattress later from any dirt or ground or debris or whatever. Okay, I got my ring. Uh-oh. Ah, shoot, I had a beer in my bag. I think it broke. Yep, shoot. That sucks. What else is in there? Okay, so I got some stuff in there, some clothes. Here's what I'm looking for. I got my big boy, my gone boy, my bank line, my axe, which I just touched up. It's nice and sharp, so it should be good for some woodwork. My steel water bottle and steel cup. Make some tea later. This is what I was looking for. Got some work gloves. Paracord here I'm going to use to set up my tarp. Yeah, that should work. So I'm going to set up a ridge line from this over to this other log. And it's really quite simple. I cut a small toggle there, and I'm just going to put a little loop on the end here. Because I want it to come over top of this one, because this one's not very stable, but I think that one behind me is better. Take my toggle with me. Oh. And all I do is I'm going to go around the tree with my loop. Oh, maybe this one isn't very good either. Well, we'll give it a shot. And I'm just going to toggle this end because I don't really want to tie a knot here in case I need to adjust it. Okay, hopefully this piece is long enough. Doesn't look like it will be. Okay, so not long enough already. So I've got a loop on this one, a loop on this one. Just going to cut another toggle quick here. This I'm just going to go through, loop, and put the first toggle in. There, I'll hold that together. Now let's see. This isn't as long as I thought it was going to be, but we can try getting the tarp going that way perhaps. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a trucker's hitch in. So I make a little loop, slip it through. Actually, I probably got to make it further up the rope here. Everything's just got to be just right. And it never goes right when you're trying to film it live. That should work. Hopefully that can hold. And I'll just put a little slippery knot in here so that I can undo it after really quickly and easily. I'll have to cut my string like that and a loop to finish it off with. Perfect. Okay, that's pretty tight. Hopefully that's tight enough. Now let's see if we can get this tarp attached to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make a little Prusik loop to attach my tarp to my ridge line. And for that, I'm going to use a double Fisherman's knot. This is old bank line I got, recycling it, because it's the proper thing to do, especially when it's $40 a roll now. Okay, there's the first end of it. Slide that around. And these double Fisherman's knots are quite easy. Once you learn how to do them, they're not as tricky as you think. Basically, you just wrap it around twice and then through, and you draw it up tight like that. And then you got a nice loop like this. And that allows me to toggle to the eye, to the grommet. Okay, so I'm gonna take the second grommet here. I'm gonna pass my loop through the grommet and then back through itself, essentially giving myself a little loop for an anchor. I'm gonna repeat the same thing on this one, right here, same thing, in through. So now I've got two attachment points where I can attach it to my ridge line. Okay, I've got two more Prusik loops here. And for those that don't know how to use a Prusik loop, it's really quite simple. You just wrap it around. I like to do 3 laps and you just pull her tight, just like so. And now you have a locking hitch on the line there. You just gotta dress it, make sure it's all put together properly. I like using bank line for this. It is pretty grippy. Now see, I got this, and I can pull on that as hard as I want and it isn't gonna go anywhere. So I'm gonna set up another one and then we'll attach the tarp. So this is how I attach the one end of the tarp. We'll put the loop through and the toggle through. Oh, toggle slipped out. Put the toggle through, pull it up tight, so that's up tight. Now we take this other one, which is gonna be right here, and we're going to slide the Prusik loop down the line, which is the nice thing about these Prusiks is they're quite adjustable. Thought I had oh yeah, I do. Another toggle, and we can tension this tarp up like that. Nice and simple, we're almost there. Now I'll just stake off the back and then we'll have a shelter. Okay, so I got a handful of large spikes here that I'm gonna use as pegs. I mean, you can make your own. I just had these laying around. I thought they'd be useful. How far back is this gonna pull? I might have to move this log. Oh, that's heavy. Okay, that's coming back. Let's bring it up like that. Where's my hatchet? Ooh. All right, leave this log again. And one more for the other side. I won't pound that one too deep because I think I might have to adjust this a little bit. I got the basics of a shelter. What I'm doing here is I'm just leveling where I'm gonna sleep. So I'm gonna dig the sand up, make it level, kind of make it like a little bit of a cradle to put my foam, closed-cell foam mattress in, and then when it gets closer time for bed, then I will inflate my air mattress and put it on top of there. It's really important that, especially if you're planning on having an all-night fire, that you're not just gonna fall asleep and, you know, roll down into your fire. That's what I'm doing now. Oh. I think that'll work. Pretty low ceiling. I'm hoping that I can build a wall outside of the tarp, construct a long fire. Speaking of long fires, I better think about getting some firewood together for tonight. This is awesome. I'm excited. Oh, that's wet. It's all pretty wet. Definitely no shortage of it though. Oh, here's a squirrel. Watch out, buddy, I'm throwing wood. I don't see him. Oh yeah, I see him. There he is. Maybe make a bench or something out of that. Ooh. Hey buddy, how's it going? Maybe some squirrel for dinner. That'd be nice. Amazing view. It's so peaceful out here. Nice thing about coming out here this time of the year is after a couple of storms, like all this firewood gets replenished. It's just washed down from the lake. The wind drives this way, so it pushes it all up against this beach. Come down here in the summertime, a lot of it has been burnt by campers. This time of the year, it's pretty much a free-for-all. That's encouraging, especially when it's probably gonna go below zero tonight. Got a small pile of firewood ready to go. And as you can see, there's just pieces everywhere. So I'm not too worried about accumulating a big huge pile, but as it gets darker I'll put larger pieces on. And you can see I built a little stone backstop, hoping to reflect some of the heat back into my shelter. It is pretty far away, and I might get rid of that sand berm next to my bed, but actually that might help keep me in there. I don't know, we'll play it by ear. I think probably time to fix some lunch. So I've always wanted to try making some rose hip tea, and this looks like this might be a good spot to try it. So I'm going to try and pick some of these. And I'm just going to try and boil them and see how it works out. Ooh, that one's squishy. Some of them are a little rough. They remind me of little cherry tomatoes. I don't even know how many I would need, but I'll pick a few. And ew, that one's squishy. Hopefully it's not gross, but if it is, then I know. Okay, let's give that a shot. We'll try those puppies out, see how they are. Sounds like there's some ATV action happening on the other side of the lake, maybe. Oh, I can see headlights through the trees down there. Must be on the other side of the river, because I don't think you're riding through that river today. It's water's exceptionally high. This is a neat little thing I got. You know, some of you are probably saying, Jason, why don't you do some bushcraft? Make a bushcraft table or a bushcraft chair. And my answer is, why would I do that when I can do it like this? You know, I don't need much, but it's just nice to have somewhere to... Oh, I should have rinsed this off before I brought it out. And this just clips in together like this. Oh, I can hear their subwoofers. To each their own, I guess. I don't know. I bring my little Bluetooth speaker with me, but, you know, might listen to a podcast or something later, but much rather just be sitting out here in the quiet. So guess I should get a fire going. I'm feeling a little peckish. Brought some beans to eat for lunch. Maybe I see there's some fir trees over here with some pitch leaking out of them. Maybe I'll see if I can go find some fat wood and get some fire going. This firewood I picked up, is almost every piece of it is absolutely soaked, so it's going to be, you know, a full-on challenge to get the fire going. Once it's going, I think I'll get it hot enough and I think it'll be okay, I hope. It is pretty wet. It's all waterlogged wood. It's all come off the lake. Let's see what we can find back here. As you can see, everything's just absolutely soaking wet back here. This is easily one of the wettest places you could choose to go camping. You might be lucky though and find some. So there's some cedar. I could definitely get some tinder out of the bark of that. But my eye caught this fir tree over here. Had some scars on it. And I thought maybe I could get some fat wood off it from that pitchy part. Ooh, that's slippery. Very slippery. And that's another thing when you're out here by yourself is, oh, look at the knots on this. Wonder what I could use that for. Maybe hanging a pot or something. But yeah, this is what I was looking at here. Some of this pitch. This stuff here, this will all burn. So if I can get a piece of that off, then I'll be lucky. I'll be good. See, this is just a little piece of fur here. Let's see if that smells like some pitch or not. All I gotta do is just give it the sniff test. That doesn't smell like pitch, so that's not gonna work. I might have to dig into that. Yeah, see, that's got some pitch to it. So I'm gonna dig on that one. There we go. See, like that, some good fatwood there. Take that back. That'll definitely get me going anyways. Might have to get my axe though. It's pretty tough wood. Don't really need much of it. Stuff's highly flammable. There we go. Be nice to get a big piece. Maybe that should be good, I think. If not, I can just come back and get some more. See what I got here. So that's literally what I've collected there. Process this fatwood down a little bit. Geez, I don't like the looks of those clouds. I'm starting to wonder if maybe this wasn't such a great idea here. Pretty small pieces of it's really sticky. You know what? I think I'm just gonna try and with the way it is. I need to find some cedar though. There was one dry piece here. I might be able to get something out of that. I think this one right here. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to saw that. Okay. Somewhat dry. Take another cut. Yeah, I think that might work. Yep, nice and dry. This is Western red cedar. It has a lot of oil in it, and it'll burn even if it's a little bit wet. This piece here will be my go-to piece for kindling, I guess. Got a little bit of fatwood. Got a little bit of red cedar here. So I'm just gonna try and cut some tinder off for it. Just right in my lap, catch it. And I'm just taking really fine cuts off this. And because I'm gonna be trying to use my Ferro rod to start it, almost like a feather stick. Except not a feather stick, because I'm gonna cut it off. It's actually not that dry. Not as dry as it looked initially. Knock it in half again. See if I can get a bit of better piece edge on it. That part's good. That'll be better. Yeah. Those nice long snakies. Okay, so I'm gonna set up. I did a bunch of jute twine here. So natural fiber jute twine. They've just unfolded. I've got this pieces of fatwood. I'm gonna stick in there. Top of it. Ooh, that's sticky stuff. It's pretty much just pitch. And then I've got some cedar curls. A bit like that. Got some smaller tinder already pre-prepared. This is my new Yuko Titan. Oops, did I just cut the string? You know, why do they make these packages so stupid? Make it impossible to open them without wrecking the bloody thing. Okay, I didn't cut it. Okay, so brand new Yuko Titan ferro rod, never been struck. Let's see if we can give this a go. It's going. Got my medium fine tinder to put on there. Perfect. I think we're gonna have a fire. Some bigger pieces I've already got ready. I smell that fatwood burning. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can still hear that guy's subwoofer stereo on his ATV or whatever. Hope that's not all night. But if it is, no biggie. Had worse things. There we go, guys. I like that. So hopefully we can manage to keep this going with all that wet wood I have there. So this stuff's the dry stuff, so it'll burn, but I don't have all dry stuff. So hopefully that's good. And if you learned any kind of lesson off my one of my last videos, I actually lost my, I don't know if I lost it or just left it behind or whatever, but yeah, I lost my ferro rod. So always put your tools away. Always put your tools away. Ooh, water's boiling. Shoot, putting my fire out. Just about to make some char cloth. This sucker's hot. It's a good way to put out your fire. I want it to boil a bit more, but I don't want it to be boiling over my fire. Oh yeah, it's boiling there. Have some rose hip tea pretty soon here. And some fresh char cloth, hopefully. Oh yeah, that's better. Ooh, that melted my glove. Let's try this rose hip tea. Actually, it smells all right. Not really much taste to it. Probably get a copyright strike for that. Oh well. Yeah, that's a rose hip tea. It's actually not bad, but I think I'm just gonna let it cool off a little bit. It's pretty hot. Char cloth could be your best friend. Always put your ferro rod back so you don't lose it like me.
The wind bites hard like a wolf in the trees. I feel it whisper, I feel it tease. The stars hang low like frozen tears. Got my boots on tight, the axe in my hand. Tonight I'll fight the frost, I'll take a stand. Gonna go find some more firewood. Stack it high, stack it good. It's cold tonight, it's biting deep. Need a blaze to burn while I sleep. The forest creaks like an old man's laugh. The ground is brittle, breaks in half. My breath, it rises like ghostly steam. The moon's my guide, my lanterns glow through this frostbitten ice.